Hello, I'm Adam Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're going to explore my 3 tips on techniques on how to cleanse a house or a space. So this is a great thing to do whenever you're moving into a new house or a new workspace or a new office, or you might want to do this around a new moon, a full moon, or another favorite time is on the equinoxes when we kind of cleanse out all that's unwanted and kind of start anew. So the first thing we want to do is we want to be cleansing all the unwanted energy out of a space. The main thing with everything we're going to talk about in this video is your intention, but you can bring in different gifts of nature to help to amplify and support what you're doing. So first of all, you kind of want to choose your weapon of choice. When it comes to cleansing space, one of the most popular around the world is sage smudge sticks. Now these are absolutely great because sage is a plant that is renowned for being cleansing. However, what I'd really encourage you to do is find out, is there a plant that is native to your area that also has cleansing properties? Look at people that have lived on your land for a long, long time because they have a much more closer relationship with the plant kingdom quite often, and they'll be able to guide you, or their knowledge may be able to guide you into something else. So for example, for me, the local people used eucalyptus, burning eucalyptus leaves, and I even went to a ceremony on the weekend where they burned eucalyptus as a cleansing and a blessing before we went into a new business that was opening. So I, rather than using sage, might want to burn eucalyptus leaves. Another alternative to using smudge sticks and burning leaves is actually essential oils. You probably know by now that I love working with essential oils. They're the power punch of the plant and they really possess the energy and can have amazing effects physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Again, there are so many different plants that come in essential oils that are great for cleansing. Ones that I would recommend would be eucalyptus, sage, clary sage, citronella, lemongrass, palmarosa, frankincense, caraway, cilantro, lemon myrtle, or if you need a really deep, powerful cleanse, the ultimate cleansing oil is hyssop. For me, that is a flamethrower that energetically clears it out. So once you've decided whether you're going to use a smudge stick, some people like to use Palo Santo, which is a fragrant wood that you burn. And if I was in South America, maybe I'd do that. Or you can use an essential oil. If you're using an essential oil, put it in a spray bottle or a spritzer bottle with natural water. So you're wanting then water from the rain, from the ocean, from a stream, something that's all pure and natural. Then what you want to do is you want to stand at the major entrance of this space. So this may be the front door, maybe the back door, whatever that may be. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around that space with the windows open and all the doors open if possible, spritzing or smoking that out and cleansing out that space. Now basically we stick to the walls of the exterior and we go round, in and out of each room. And we do that 3 times. We're going to go around anti-clockwise. Why? Because anti-clockwise, also known as left-hand wise or windishins, is the direction of banishing. It's removing. So as you're going around, you're focusing your intention on getting rid of all the unwanted energy. Maybe there have been arguments in the past. Maybe there's something, it just doesn't feel right, dark and dense, and whatever that may be, that's your intention. So remember that your intention is the most important thing. As you smoke or mist around, focus on that intention. See the unwanted energy or the dark energy or the black energy, whatever that may be, being carried out of there so that it's not going to bother you anymore. Now, there are phrases that you can say, that you can find lots of different versions of that, but I prefer not to teach one in particular. The reason being, if you're focusing on getting the words right, you're not focusing on the intention. Why are we going around 3 times? Well, first of all, because the first time you go around, you might get distracted by something in the laundry and go, oh, I need to wash that later. Oh, what am I doing? And that type of thing. So 3 times, make sure you're really focusing on getting it all out. And 3 is also a magical number, so it's really great to do things 3 times as well. If you have a multi-story home, then I recommend doing 3 laps on each story. That'll serve you for having a fancy home. So once you've cleansed out all the energy, take a moment just to pause, and this is where we've kind of got rid of everything. And obviously, as we know, energy will continue to flow, so there will be a need to cleanse it in the future. However, this is where we can bring in some crystals to offer a bit of protection to guard the energy for a little bit longer. This is where selenite is absolutely amazing. And I've actually taken one of these out of my house, and I have 4 selenite towers like this in the 4 corners of my home. Now I actually have a 2-story home where I reside at the moment, so I actually have 4 on each story, on the ground level and the upper level as well. As I know, pretty much no house is exactly a square, but whatever the far corners are that will work for you is fine. They can be at different levels. I got some on top of closets, some in bathroom drawers. They can be wherever, but overall, what happens is selenite, like we have water filters or air filters, this is an energy filter. So any energy that's going to come back into the home, hopefully will be cleansed and filtered by the selenite. Now we also want to guard and protect the energy of the space as well. There are lots of different crystals that are used for protection, often black crystals. However, this is my favorite, tiger's eye. Tiger's eye, rather than being associated with that darkness and absorbing like a sponge, works really well to reflect like a mirror unwanted energy. It also, being associated with the sun, has an uplifting and buoyant energy. So this helps to lift the energy, lift the vibration of the space, and deflect any unwanted energy. Around a home as well, it also stops peeping toms and anyone prying, or anyone being a bit too curious of what you're doing in your house as well. So really good for privacy. So whereas this goes in the 4 corners of your house, this will go on the 4 main energy entry points of the 4 directions. Now this will vary from space to space. It may be a front door, a back door, and 2 major windows. You may have not windows on 2 sides, so just pop them just against the wall or whatever. But wherever energy would flow in, and obviously energy flows in mainly through entrances like doors followed by windows, then we pop them there. So that is step 1. We cleanse the space by going anti-clockwise 3 times, setting our intention to get rid of all unwanted energy. We use something that is ideally native to our local land, or something that really resonates with us, whether it be a smudge stick, a fragrant wood, or an essential oil misting blend. Then we use our crystals to set that intention to keep out any unwanted energy furthermore. You may be wondering, well, we've cleansed the house. What more could there be to do? Well, I want you to think for a second about what we've just done in our space. We've got rid of all the unwanted energy. So what have we created in this space now? An energetic vacuum. So if we keep on doing what we've always done, guess what will happen in a few weeks' time? What will happen is the same old energy will come back. You may find after you cleanse the house that the arguments stop for a week or 2, or the troubles stop, or the noise, or whatever hassles you're having in your life. But then it returns back to how it used to be. And this can be really quite frustrating. This is where we want to set intention for the new energy we want to invite in. So again, you choose something that you want to work with that will bring that energy in. And this is where I love essential oils. And whenever you need to back it up, you can always pop them in the diffuser at a later date. So what do you want your new space to be like? Let me give you some guides. So if you're looking for something nice and grounding and calming, go for oils that are associated with the element of earth. So this would be things like wood oils, cedarwood, sandalwood, maybe root oils like spikenard and vetiver, or even if you want a bit more guard protection in that as well, maybe some bark oils like cinnamon bark or cassia. Maybe you want to invite love in, and of course flowers all help with love and emotional openness. So rose, jasmine, geranium, ylang-ylang, whatever flowers really call to you. Maybe you want a space that's going to really open up to new ideas, or to help you focus and to be really quite intellectually orientated. Here I recommend leaf oils. So leaf oils, if they're from a small plant like peppermint or a herb, then they tend to focus the mind, whereas big plants such as your eucalyptuses, your conifers like your pines, your junipers, your spruce and your firs, they tend to open the mind. So do you want to focus the mind or open the mind for new thoughts and new ideas and new perspectives? If you're looking for transformation, for happiness, for raising your vibration, then go with your fruit oils, your citruses, your pink pepper, your litsea and so on. And if you want to overcome fear and be a bit more authentic, look at juniper berry and black pepper. If you're looking for really connecting with your soul, and this being a really kind of in-depth spiritual kind of space, I look at the resins, frankincense, myrrh, copaiba, sweet gum, elemi, galbanum, labdanum, can all be really nice resin oils that really help you to kind of connect in with that energy. Or if you're looking at awakening potentiality, look at seed oils. Cardamom, fennel, cumin, dill, celery seed, star anise are all really great for kind of bringing new beginnings. Once you've created that, now you can make a blend of however many of those oils. Maybe you want to mix some of those intentions together. Maybe you want to have something which is a real spiritual love. So you might bring in something like frankincense and myrrh, rose, geranium, ylang-ylang, and mix them all together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start at the same point that we started before, and this time we're going to go clockwise. This is known as diasol, right-hand wise, or sunwise, and this is said to be the direction of manifesting and creating. Again, go around 3 times, misting the area and sending that positive energy and seeing that come in. You may want to say something that really draws that in. Say, I welcome only love, light, and laughter into the space, or whatever really resonates with you. Again, remember, it's about your intention. It's not about getting the right words or the right essential oils or anything else like that. So then we go around 3 times, setting that intention of what the new space will feel like as well. Then we can place different crystals. Then of course there are so many different crystals for love and protection and all those different things. Check out my crystal playlist on my YouTube channel, which will have my top 5 for many different aspects of life. And you may want to place some of them just around the house. Just remember that too many crystals around the house can make the energy scattered or overbearing. And so rather choose just a few favorites carefully placed in certain spots rather than kind of filling your house so it looks like a rock cave. That is step number 2. We've now cleansed the energy and got rid of what we don't want. We've created that vacuum, and then we've welcomed what we actually want to replace that old energy with and blessed the space in that way. If you're spiritually inclined, you may also want to invite the blessings of different things into your space. And one beautiful thing that I really encourage most people to do is invite the blessings of the 4 elements. Now, each of the 4 elements are associated with a different direction. So here what we do is we start in the east. The east is the direction associated with the element of air. Now, what comes to mind when you think of air? Do you think of a certain bird, butterflies, or another winged being? Do you think of Archangel Raphael? Do you think of fairies? Do you just think of the wind, kind of gentle breeze coming in? Or do you think of the sunrise? Stand in the east, facing that direction in your house. So this may be the major window facing the east. And if you have something that's associated with the element of air, a feather, a flute or something, an essential oil that's from a leaf, anything like that can be really, really great. And just sit there for a second and really connect with that energy. Then invite the element of air to come in, whether that be in the form of an angel or the elemental beings like the fairies or whatever that may be. Inviting them into your space to bless your area and to bring the, air is all about inspiration, new ideas, fun, freedom, adaptability, and all those types of things. Then we go clockwise and we go to the south. Now here in the southern hemisphere, the south is associated with the element of earth. In the northern hemisphere, it's associated with the element of fire. So let me talk from a southern hemisphere perspective since I'm in the south. So this is where we focus on the element of earth. So the earth is obviously about trees, it's about rocks, it's about caves, it's about mountains, it's about the gnomes, it's about Archangel Uriel. It's also about mammals. So you may want to visualize your favorite mammals walking towards you and their energy and their archetypes blessing your space. The earth brings us grounding, solidarity, beauty, sustenance, abundance, protection, all those different things. So again, stand in the south, inviting the element of earth in and ask it to bless your home. Then we go round to the west. The west is associated with the element of water. Water is associated with love, feelings, emotions, flowers that open up, as we spoke about before. It's associated with sunsets. It's also associated with the merfolk, the mermaids, and the mermen. You may want to visualize dolphins, whales, turtles, any other animal that you love that calls the water its home. Or call upon Archangel Gabriel, who is the guardian of the element of water. Again, connect with the feeling of water, whether that be the waves or the rain and how that makes you feel. Think about a nice warm shower and that making you feel so much better. And then ask the element of water, in whatever form, maybe the mermaids, maybe Gabriel, maybe just the dolphins, blessing your home. Finally, we go round to the north. Now, Remember, if you're in the northern hemisphere, that will be your earth element, but here in the southern hemisphere, that is our fire element. Fire is associated with transformation, exuberance, passion, warmth, getting things done, and action. Other things that are associated with fire are dragons, reptiles, snakes, and lizards, as well as Archangel Michael. Sit there for a second and connect with how you feel with the element of fire. Feel that fire coming in, and then invite the blessings of that. So, at the end of the day, the 4 directions don't matter if you want to change around which element you do on which. But what you want to do is you want to bring in the 4 elements because they each bring in a different aspect of life. Air is about mental well-being. Earth is about physical well-being. Water is about emotional well-being. And fire is about spiritual well-being. So form your relationship with them and call them in whichever way works best for you. Finally, you may connect with angels in general. You may connect with the goddess and god, maybe just God, or maybe certain deities, depending on your tradition or your religion. This is now a really great time to either if you have an altar or a special sacred place in your house, go there, or just stand in the center of your home and invite them in. Again, remember the words don't matter. It's the intention that does. For me, I just sit there and visualize the goddess and the god in whatever form they come to me on that day, and I invite them. Come to my new space. You're welcome to reside here, to bless it, to bring me luck, to work alongside me, and whatever else may, bring me good fortune in that type of way. And you may want to build a little altar that's dedicated a little bit to the 4 elements and the creator in whatever form, whether you have a single creator, a dual creator, or a multi-pantheon creator. We all vary, and that's what I love about religions and spirituality around the world. Go with what works for you. So those are my 3 steps to cleansing a space and blessing a space. Remember, we don't just get rid of all the unwanted because we want to set new intentions with the universe on what we want to bring in. I'd love to know any other little variations that you've tried, or if you give that a shot and it works really well as well. So a couple of final tips. If you have other people in your household that aren't into this type of thing, I recommend waiting until they're out of the house. Because as you're going around with your intention, you've got someone sitting on the couch watching TV going, oh, they've lost their mind. And it's going to counteract that. However, if you've got other people that are willing to get involved, then do that. Kids can be great as well. They'll make noise. And noise, remember, is really great for cleansing out unwanted energy. You may even want to turn up some really loud music to help banish all the stagnant energy out of your home. Enjoy cleansing and blessing spaces, creating sacred spaces for you to live, work, play, and rest. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Blessed be.